with the beautiful yet viciously talented Miss Venomiss herself.
Hey.
Yo, we had a whole date together,
Oh my
man.
god, we've been like best friends like SpongeBob and Squidward. We just run around. SpongeBob and Patrick.
I mean,
run around and like
shit.
We've been everywhere. We've been to Brooklyn. We've been to Queens.
We were in Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn. Now we here in Bedell Street.
We're everywhere. It was crazy. We've just been everywhere.
Around the world in 80 bars, like I said.
80 bars. I told you I'm stealing that. Around the world at 80 bars.
Like I said, as long as I get some executive credit, I'm good.
Absolutely. I got you on that.
All right. So we played two of your songs right now. Roofie, of course, and Far Away featuring Lyric G. Tell me a little bit about those.
Okay, so Roofie's like my One More Chance record. Like I wanted to make a fun, club friendly, sexy record without having to go explicit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's where Roofie came in, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna make myself a metaphor to the drug. Like I'm the drug. So
yes, you are a drug. It's okay.
I am a drug. It might be Ritalin. I don't know, but I'm a drug. One of them. And then Far Away was it's such a smooth, soulful record. I wrote the R&B in it, and I was like, hey, Lyric, hey, what are you doing? Hey, don't you want to sing this?
Hey, brother, you're
hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I poked him a little bit, and it didn't take that long. I was like, hey,
pause.
Not that way.
Pause.
I was like, hey, come on. So he went to the studio and he laid it down and he smashed it. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. And shot a video for it at the beach. It was beautiful. So,
ooh, the beach. That sounds good right now.
It's so cold in New York. I'm out of practice. I've been in North Carolina too long because I am like, why is there cold here? Why?
Yeah. Time for you to move back, though.
I know.
Time to get back to work.
It's work season.
But so this is what we normally do. We normally do it during the first hour of the show, but because our artist is on the second hour, we play a song from people that submit their music, mm-hmm. and then we have you decipher it. Okay. And of course, that man over there with the million hats.
Hi, million hats. Hey. They fit you well.
You know, he's not wearing the rock.
I have my hoodie on.
I nothing rock you today.
Yeah, no, I have the hoodie on today.
Okay, I was about to say.
No, I have to have something of it on.
Oh, yeah, I was like, wait, I'm scared.
What? No, I can't forget that.
Okay, good. So today's submission was from the girl that came to the give back, the Chantal.
Okay, I remember her.
She's now managing an artist called Alpha Row.
Okay.
So this song is called Lucky You from Alpha Row.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the Alpha. I've been through a lot of things in my day. I'm just saying, every day I used to pray. I was stripped from my position. I ain't wanna leave my family to go inside the system, but it wasn't my decision. Or my mother's or my siblings. Fuck y'all niggas. Now I'm pissed. ACS, suck my dick. Man, I've been through so much shit. I was just a little kid. There was so much to be done, but there's things I never did. I admit it was shit, but that's it. Lucky me, I ain't quit. Woo! I've been through so many places, and I've seen so many faces. None of them wasn't my family rapidly. I went through so many phases. I was just thinking of what the fuck I'ma do. I tried to fill in the space. I couldn't take it. I felt like I made it inside of a cage or inside of a grave, and I hated it. Coming from nothing but people discussing the person I was to, a fame I was stuck with. I couldn't do much, but I had to do something. The huffing and puffing would never do nothing. It wasn't okay. All I was thinking was leaving and running away. Don't give a fuck what they say. I don't got nothing to lose, and I'm not gonna stay. I wasn't grown. I was only a kid, but I wasn't alone, cause I left with my sis. She didn't resist, cause the people at home was treating the shitty, so we took a risk. I didn't know what I was doing. Everything was confusing, and I had to keep on moving. I wasn't thinking of shootings. Yeah, I was 7, so there wasn't really a lot of things that I could do. Every single time I talked to a caseworker saying I wanted to be there in the proof. So I was just doing what someone would do if somebody was being abused. Don't even try to go put on my shoes. Get out of the house where they don't have a clue. It wasn't really like I was doing it purposely. I was doing it because I was losing it. It was hurting me. No one knew what I was going through. I had to be hurting, and nobody was there to be the one who alerted me. So I had to be the one that started being observant and being assertive. I had to keep my feet on the surface, being the person that never got a hold of my burden, keeping in mind that nobody on earth was perfect. So I had to keep on going, cause I wasn't gonna let nobody come and stop me. Copy, I'm a kamikaze. Get your mama and poppy with the paparazzi. Snapshot the bodies when the rocket drop is gonna cause a lot of little toxic zombies like a comic probably. Biopsy isn't nothing if your body shot the little chicken teriyaki. Now your legs and arms and legs is here and there, it's everywhere like it's karate. Tell Santa I don't give a fuck if anybody bodies really acting nice and naughty. I'ma really have to shit on niggas cause they piss me off. You better pass the potty. I don't see them niggas running up and down, so tell me how they getting all the stairs like Rocky. Never mind, cause I could care less about a new Bugatti or the Maserati or Illuminati or if it's a hobby. Just get out the way like someone playing hockey. Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. Give me some room. Give me some room. I got the juice.
We are back. So, personally, I liked it. The recording quality needed to be a little bit better, and that sudden ending scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was a good track. He had bars.
I think you and I have a similar view. I think what's the artist's name?
Alpha Row.
Alpha Row. You have a lot of talent. You're a dope writer because you talked about something. You started out slow, you got a little faster, and then you really got fast at the end. My two advices are, number one, develop the end of that song a little bit. Writing a song is kind of like writing a story. You need a beginning, middle, and an end. So there's no end. It just kind of stops abruptly. So it leaves you kind of like, okay, what was that? Develop the end of that song a little bit and pay money to go to a bigger studio to record it. And then put some money behind it because it's a good record. It's a good record. I like it. So,
okay, you want to start at the artist?
I'm gonna just. I knew he was gonna do that, so I'm just gonna review it the whole thing like normal. Conceptually, I like it. Like what he was talking about, he had a story behind it, so that was good. And then the way he laid the story out from beginning to end was good in sequence. I like that. I agree with y'all with the recording. It could be better recording wise, but I also feel like song wise, for listening purposes, he could have done more. Like aside from the studio part, he could have done more to make it more of a full song if that's what he was going for. And of course, the ending, like I didn't know. I thought maybe our audio cut off or something. I didn't know that was the end of the song. So I thought he was going into a hook actually. And then I was thinking like, okay, that was a long verse before a hook, but then that wasn't a hook. It was just like it's over. So maybe you could have closed it out better, or to let us know that it was coming toward an end.
Yeah, even if you go straight through with your bars like that, definitely close it out with a little bit of a hook or a bridge. Or something. And then let the beat fade out or whatever you're going to do, effects, and then let it fade out, whatever. But you can put something there, a little melodic, something to drag them in. Yeah. So just so you know the end is coming. I think that would be really dope. But I definitely think invest in going to a big studio.
Go to the studio and then produce it. Actually, produce the track overall. Right. Producing doesn't mean make the beat. It means get that sound quality better. Because while it was a good story, the way it is now, I wouldn't listen to it again.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
You know, but if it was more full, then I would.
Yeah.
But the artist itself was good, though. The artist itself.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot of potential, a lot of room to grow. So definitely. Yeah. So.
All right, Alpha Row, if you were tuning into this, I will send this feedback to you or to your manager. But in the meantime, we're going to get back to that interview. See, it wasn't that bad, Rock. I prepared you.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know an hour ahead of time.
Exactly, man. He thinks I'm so mean to him that I literally make him do so much work.
Like, oh, by the way, here's some work.
Listen, you'll be all right. So everyone could peep this shirt.
Oh, that's fancy. That is fancy.
I never wear pink.
I came with gifts, but all my gifts were pink, so that's why you don't have one. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm good with my masculinity. I got sneakers that match that.
Hey, I actually
listen. It takes a real man to wear pink, bro. You got this.
Yeah. All I've got left is pink. I'm adding more colors this year. I've got new designs, and but the shirts are a big seller, big hit. Everybody loves the shirts.
Hell yeah.
Shirts and the wristbands. I swear, like.
Oh, Alpha Row just wrote here.
Hey, Alpha Row.
So you're Roland. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't accept your invite. I apologize. I don't add people.
Oops.
My bad. Listen, nowadays with cyber stalking.
Oh, no, I know.
You need to be careful who you add.
Or you add them and they're asking you to mail them money to India. And I'm like, who are you?
Or someone else. I've had people ask me to be their mail order bride.
I get the weird accounts adding me and then Facebook calling me at 3:00 in the morning. So I definitely don't accept any friend requests. So you gotta inbox me first, or else I'm not gonna accept anything.
So it actually turns out he recorded it himself and he's new with producing.
Okay. Did he make the beat too?
Did you Do I call you Rolando now? Do I call you Alpha
No,
Ro?
Alpha Ro. Did you make the beat too? Because it's not bad.
It's not bad. It
not
ended
bad.
abruptly.
It's not bad. You've just got room to grow on it. I think. Let me tell you a story. There is and we'll use Designer for example. Designer tweaked Panda for almost a year before he was comfortable with how he liked it.
I still think Designer's trash though. That's not a good example.
No, it's not. But Panda, but it blew up. But Panda is one of those records where he didn't like the way he went at it. He didn't like the way certain things came out. He kept riding with it, sitting with it, change it. Ride with it, sit with it, change it. Even I've done that before. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. The great thing about music is it's like a living canvas. You can always go back and add something to it. Especially if you have the session, you can all you have to do is record it at home and take it to a different engineer, because sometimes somebody else's ear on it will hear things you didn't hear, and they'll correct them. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with fixing and this is a hip hop
perspective.
A hip hop perspective, because one thing we do in hip hop is we want everything to be done fast. And, I wrote that in 10 minutes. I put that out in 2 hours. I did that album in a half a week. But no other genre of music does that to people. No other genre of music. It's all about bragging rights for hip hop. But it take the time to develop your craft, take the time to do it a few times, and then tell them you only did it in 10 minutes. They don't have to know how many times it took you to put, how many times it took you to put the polishing touch or the ad libs, or, and I'll use even me, for example. Right before I put the album, 2 days before I uploaded the album for sale, I was going back and changing a couple ad libs because I heard something different, when I sat with it again. So there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But I definitely like it, and I commend you. Your writing is good. Your writing is very good. So,
plus you're the only person I heard that could rap as quick as that. The only person I know that could do that is Kony Brooks, to rap that fast
and tell a story at the same time.
And tell a story at the same time, because I'm just like, wait.
And the story made sense.
You don't get many people that could do that.
I learned a lot about him in that little bit of time. You know what I mean? Like, it made sense.
And for someone that's starting off, he started off strong.
He definitely started strong. That's why I said he's got so much potential, because he's got a lot of room to grow.
But if you need somewhere to record, so this studio is not only a studio to record shows, it's actually also a recording studio. So if you want to record your music, just contact S-Rock at Titan of Rap, and he will tell you his rates and everything. See,
shameless plug.
Shameless plug for my engineer.
But
if I get the money, you get the money too. I'll take like a 5% commission off that. Not playing.
You're so silly.
I try.
You're so silly.
I try. We gotta make some jokes here.
Absolutely.
Because we made enough. Listen. But as long as you know what American Pie is, though. Because if you don't know what American Pie is, then we can't be friends.
Right, we can't be friends.
We can't.
We can't be friends if I make 90s reference jokes and you don't get it.
Yeah. It was that one time in band camp, though.
One time in band camp.
No, do you know how bad it is when you say that to someone, they're just like, what are you talking about?
Oh, I get that all the time. I say weird, like, randoms 90s references sometimes, and people are like, what? Like I do the G.I. Joe thing sometimes, like, now you know, and knowing is half the battle, and people are like, what? I'm like,
wax on.
G.I. Joe, like, or I say
wax on, wax off.
You know which one I say too? I'm a gremlin, don't feed me after midnight, and people are so cool, and the kids don't get it sometimes, and I'm like,
you're too old for me, get out.
I said that to my niece, and she's like, I want to play Minecraft. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Nah, I have my nieces, those 3 little girls I always post on my page.
Yeah.
One of them, so there's a Avengers box that they were supposed to return that had all the Avengers action figures.
Oh.
My lovely 5-year-old, I love Rosie to death. She demolishes it, like worse than Hurricane Katrina demolished New Orleans.
Oh my God.
That box is not recoverable. So her mom's like, find me Iron Man. She's like, Mom, who's Iron Man?
No.
I'm like, you failed me as my niece. Throw the whole baby out. Like, you failed me. I just sat there with you for hours.
Explain to you which one is which.
And which ones are important for Thea.
Right.
But back to the interview.
Anyway, we sidetracked.
We sidetracked again. So, you were talking, I know it's also the name of your album. Mm-hmm. But you said your motto in an interview with 104.5 FM. You said your motto for 2019 was no favors, no regrets, no apologies.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So, All right. So the title of the album just came to me. You know, I'm a generous person, I'm a giving person, I'm a loving person, so I do a lot for a lot of people. And one day I was just sitting there and I was thinking, and I said, you know, sometimes you have to pull back and do for you. And it just came to me like, no favors, no regrets, no apologies. That's what I'm gonna do for myself. And not saying that like if I'm like plumb wrong, I'm not gonna be like, okay, oops, my bad. But meaning I'm gonna do what's best for me, and I'm gonna put me first and take care of myself, and just and grow and focus on my own growth. And you know, if you come, you come. If you don't, oh well. Like that's kind of where that came from. So the album is just a collective of music that each song tells a different story. Like you have like Inception, which is like a breakup type of love song, and you have Far Away, which is like the cute vibey song, and Roofie is the fun song. Seven Deadly Sins is the hard, just
That's my favorite.
yeah. So and then I Want to Win is motivational. Like every song on there tells a different story. So it's almost like just me reflecting on myself and growing. So that's what where that motto came from. So for 2019, that's what I'm trying to live for, especially the no regrets part. Is like just do what matters to you and take care of you, your family, the things that matter to you, and keep it moving. So
Okay. I was just wondering that because it's a great motto.
yeah,
You know, it's not like that whole New Year, New Me bullshit.
yeah,
Just be who you want to be and forget everyone else. And that,
right. And don't apologize for being you too. And that was where the no apologies comes in. Is don't apologize for being yourself. Like be who you are and don't apologize. And you know, I see so many people who are angry because they're so busy trying to fit in with people, and they're angry because, oh well, this person said this about me, and that person said this about me, and this person did that, and this person's doing this, and this person don't like this about me, and that. Who cares? What do you like about you? What do you care about you? What is it about you that makes you special? Forget what they think. Forget what they have going on. What is it about you that makes you yourself? And I see a lot of people with social media, they get hung up and lost in the sauce about that. Like they don't seem to recognize who they are. Like you're so worried about what this person went out and bought or what that person went and did. And this person said that. And this person posted this. Let me show you the screenshotted. You're so worried about that. But what about you? You know, are you unapologetic about yourself? So that's kind of where that came from. Was like I just kind of got tired of hearing the same things over and over again, and it just kind of I was laying in the bed and it just came in my head, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna name the album that."
so you are completely independent, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How is that possible? Like I've seen, like we
God.
spoke before. Just like in MySpace days alone, you said your numbers had showed 40,000 page
Yeah.
views, 20,000 downloads.
Yes.
And that's all while you were in college.
Yes.
And now even if you're in the thousands right now for Facebook and Instagram is more than that.
Yeah.
And YouTube alone.
Spotify, 1 million streams.
That's my point.
Yeah.
What is the secret to all of this?
No sleep. No sleep at all. Ever. Don't go to sleep.
Because for an independent to do that, you might as well.
Caffeine IVs. Yeah, you know. I'm a workaholic. And I even say to my song Visions, I'm a workaholic. I just call it what I'm built for. I'm a workaholic. Like I literally multitask my butt off all day. Like I will feed babies and kiss kids and also promote at the same time. Like I'm just like, and I have like a habit I picked up. Like, and it's gonna sound really weird, but this is a habit I picked up. So anytime I feel like complaining on Facebook, or anytime I feel like complaining on Facebook or venting on Facebook or saying something negative on Facebook, I promote myself 3 times. Anytime, it doesn't matter. Whatever I was getting ready to say on Facebook that was negative or condescending or was going to take me out of my game, I make myself promote. Because if I got that much time and energy to share, if I could share funny cat videos and people eating pizza and stuff like that, I can share
those funny cat videos though.
Well, I do share those, but what I'm saying is, if I feel myself getting off track, I make myself go promote. And it's become a healthy habit to the point where anytime I would have done something negative online, now I'm doing something positive with myself. Like when I get frustrated about something, I go promote, or I go contact a couple radio stations, or hit up a couple blogs, or whatever else. And I'm not gonna. I don't like to say I'm independent because I'm really not. Because I put up this post the other day. It takes a village to raise an independent artist.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a village of people who love you and support you, who go hard for you, who make sure you get things done, who make sure you get to places on time, who make sure you get the behind the scene footage, who, you know, so I can never say I'm truly independent because I
But
feel
you're
like
independent from a label.
I'm independent from a label, but I'm not independent from my community who supports me and
Of
makes
course
sure,
not.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, just like Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper is, I'm assuming, still independent.
I think he is, right?
Chance,
Yeah.
so to our knowledge, Chance the Rapper is
Nipsey
independent.
Hussle. Isn't Nipsey Hussle still?
Nipsey-
No. Yeah, he is. He's got a partnership, but it's not, yeah.
It's not an actual
Mhm.
record deal.
Yeah.
So these people are still independent, but they have the fan base. So that's where I feel like when I see them, I see you because of all these streams.
Yeah.
All of this work.
It's a lot of work. And it's I'd say the most stressful thing is knowing what to go towards and what to ignore. Because everybody's shouting at you that they can help you get there. But the reality is half of them don't even know what they're talking about. So it's like it's a very delicate dance between the underground and the mainstream. Like you have to find that groove of where to go. It you know, in the beginning it stressed me out really bad because I was like, oh my God, what in the world are these people talking about? But I've gotten in a groove. I know who to go to for certain things. I know where to go to get things done. You know, even back in North Carolina, I know where to go, who to deal with, who not to deal with, and it, you know, it's just a constant growth. Like it's constant, a lot of sticking and moving. Like, okay, gotta do this now. I gotta go over there and do this. Now I gotta do this. A lot of multitasking, lots of hats on at all the time. Like he wears a bunch of hats, I wear a bunch of hats. So definitely, it's you know, but I'm grateful for it because what I've learned more than anything is that I could do it.
So, like you say, you came from North Carolina. You're from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Did a little something in New York.
Yeah.
And then you went to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
What was the difference, I guess, in culture?
Very different. Very different. When I moved to North Carolina, I wasn't even rapping. When I moved to North Carolina, I had took time off. I was like, maybe I can't do it anymore. You know, the internet had changed. MySpace had basically turned into a graveyard. And MySpace was what I was comfortable promoting on. Like I knew MySpace. I understood MySpace. MySpace tanked. And I moved to North Carolina. I wasn't doing music, but I had that itch. Like I need to do music. I need to do music. And I didn't know where to start. A friend of mine who I worked with was like, hey, come to the studio. Went to the studio, wound up laying Clap.
Okay.
And that's the first song I laid in 6 years was Clap.
And that was how long ago?
That was 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. First song I laid was Clap. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Just knew I had this record. I did this record. And I started following promoters and clubs and things like that. And I saw an audition to open for Pastor Troy, Crime Mob, and Pastor Troy, Crime Mob, and somebody else. I can't remember now. And I went to the audition, nailed it. And so my first show in North Carolina, I opened for Pastor Troy and Crime Mob. After 6 years of not doing anything, that was the first thing I did.
And how did that feel? Like
amazing. It was. It felt amazing to win, and it felt even more amazing to get the platform to share my music with more people. And that's how I knew that record Clap was special. So at that point, I had no plans of even making an album. I just wanted to get that one song off my chest. And the response to the record, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And
you said it was even played in the Red Bull Arena, you said.
It was in, I don't know which arena it was, but the Toronto Maple Leafs versus, it was an NHL game. Toronto Maple Leafs versus the New York Rangers. They played it in the playoff, in the whatever like tournament game they had. They played at their halftime show, and that's when I knew the record was out of control and out of here. But back to the original question, which is the cultural differences, and I use this analogy all the time. Like back home, everything we do is flashy. Like everything we do is flashy. It's in New Jersey, New York, everything's flashy. Everything's well polished, well groomed. And in North Carolina, it may not be as polished, but you may have a bigger response. So, like, I mean, I've done shows in a field in high heels, in a field with 10,000 people there, you know. So, and then I've done shows here that look great, but only 50 people came. So it's just about the way they do things. They just come to have a good time. Like, it's way different. They just come to have a good time. They just care that there's liquor there and there's a place to hang out. That's all that matters. We are in front of a barn. Like, they had this event that was like a bonfire recently, and they had independent artists rapping around a bonfire. Like, I mean, like, they just want to have fun.
Why can't we do that?
Oh, it was so much fun. So they just, I mean, it's just different. It's so I still come up here because I enjoy the polished and the, you know, working where I'm comfortable, but then I go back home and we just knock stuff out. We get stuff done. So it's different. And when they rock with you, they really get behind you. So like, and this is a true story. I had a girl drive 2.5 hours just to be in my video because she loves my music. She drove 2.5 hours each way to be in my video, and I was like, that's love. Like, I was like, girl, here's a t-shirt, a CD, a cup, here's some pencils. What else you need?
Here's a hug from me.
Oh my God. And she was so excited, and she's like, I just love your music and I support you. I've been following you since I met you. And I'm like, so I get a lot done in the South. So I would never, up north we have a perception that they don't know what to do, but that's not true at all. Yeah. They just do it differently than we do. It's just different. It's a lot. And this is another analogy I use all the time. Back home, I learned competition, and down south, I learned collaboration. Mm-hmm. Down south, everything is about working together as a group and trying to figure it out. But up here, I did it on my own. I figured it out. I threw my hood on my back. That's how we handle things. Mm-hmm. But back home, it's like, I'm putting on for my city. I'm putting on for my block. I'm putting on for my neighborhood, or, you know what I mean? They just take pride different. It's just a different type of pride. So yeah. I love it though. I love it.
What she said, relates back to what I always tell people in New York, or anybody that I come in contact with that does music that's from the city. Mm-hmm. I tell them, I'm like, when you go out of the city, that's where you grow at.
Yes.
And when you come in the city, it's for the look. Like when you want to come and get the media,
Absolutely.
You want to come and get the look of the polish.
Absolutely.
That's what you do here.
Right.
But out there is when you grow.
Yep.
So it's like you go out there and grow. You come in, and if you look in the books, anybody that's not from the city, when they have their media runs or they want those looks for those shows, they come to New York, they go to like LA, they go to those markets for the look, but they grow in the other areas because that's where the support is at.
Right.
And then it's not saying it's not support in the other areas like New York, but the competition level is like, okay, we got to compete, but the competition makes you be polished. So it's like, okay, everybody does it. All the media outlets are here. You come here to get the look. You go there to get the roots. So like she said, the person traveled 2.5 hours to see her in North Carolina, or that's where he was at, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, the thing about it is in North Carolina, 2.5 hours, one thing that people are afraid of in New York, I think, are tolls. So there's no tolls down there. Right. So if somebody want to travel 2.5 hours, just like, yo, let me just go down there and drive back. In New York, you go from like Queens to Manhattan, you got a toll to pay if you go a certain way.
If you go to Jersey, you got a toll.
It's a toll. So it gives the excuse, but then when you get past the excuse and you see it done right, the polish, it's like, oh, that was worth it. But it's like, why am I going to go take that chance if I don't know that you're good? But when you build the base outside, they know you're good because you have all the evidence. Right. And they could take that back and show off the polish. Right. So I definitely get that.
And I put on for both. Like, New Jersey's always going to be home. I lived in Jersey up until I was like 24 years old. So I'm born and raised in New Jersey. They always call me, they're calling me the queen of the North and the South. That's what they've been calling me lately. Like the queen of the North in the South. And and it cracks me up that they call me that because I put on for both. Like when I go out to shows, I represent both because I was in Jersey up until a few years ago, and Jersey still supports me heavy too. But North Carolina rocks with me in a different way. So I have to shout out both, you know, because I'm technically now I have two homes. So it's just a whole different. It's a different type of movement. It's a different type of energy. It was one of the best things I did for myself was get out of Jersey because I was starting to get closed-minded. And I was starting to not see.
I mean, you would get that living in Jersey. It's okay though.
Hey, don't talk about my Jersey.
Well, it's not where you live, it's how you move. Because like we live in New York, but I know me, like being that I have family all over and I always travel anyway. I know not to be closed-minded because I'm already always going out. So for me, it's like you said, a second home.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I have a second, third, fourth home.
Yes.
But it's only because I have family out there, so I got to go visit. But when I go visit, it's like, okay, I do my business. Right. But at the same time, it's like, but I'm in New York. staying in New York on your block in your area keeps you closed minded. But
Right.
once you realize there's more to the world, it's like, okay, we got to go out there.
And it's like I started encountering people who didn't want anything for themselves. Like they didn't want. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave this 3-block radius. Yeah, because I put on. Woo! That was me talking to me.
That was the feed going bonkers right now.
So for me, I needed to change the scenery. It wasn't that I hated anybody around me or I didn't think I could, make music back home. It was just I needed to change the scenery. I was feeling uninspired. I was frustrated. The rent is high as hell.
Yeah.
As hell, living in a closet for a whole bunch of money, and I was like, I just need to change the scenery, and I'm not mad I did it because I learned to collaborate, and that's really important to be an artist. A successful artist is collaboration because, like, I can go in the studio now and ask my producer, what do you hear that I'm missing? And before I was like too bullheaded to think that far ahead. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it on my own.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, hey, don't you think a guitar would be really dope there? Or hey, we need to find a singer who can like sing the ad libs, or that's just growth. So
I want her for the give back, bro.
But then talk to her.
I want her for a headliner, bro. I'm just saying.
Time today.
She got time.
We got time today to talk about. I'm pointing this out on air. I want her.
But she's totally right about the area, and I think it's from your surroundings. Yeah. Like when you in the tri-state area, everything is my hood, my block, and that's all people know. Right. Not because it's their fault of they want to stay there. They just don't know.
It's just what we do. And I'm gonna say this too. I appreciate home so much more now that I live somewhere else. Like I come back to New York and New Jersey and I appreciate it in a whole different way.
Oh no, the tri-state area, it shows you. Well, I appreciate the tri-state area because it shows you how to go get it. Like you said, you did what you had to do, but now you know when you go out there how to utilize it. Yes. So I appreciate it for that because the way you have to make it in the tri-state area is like, okay, hand over foot, like the next one got to do it. So once you figure out how to go through that and work through that, when it's time to go somewhere else, you know how to apply that. Right. But then when you go somewhere else, they teach you how to collaborate. Absolutely. Because they have the time to do that.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's one thing, like I appreciate up north so much more now when I come home. Like I'm always excited to come home and oh my God, I gotta find my friends and find this person and find that person. I promised this person an interview. Let me tell you about this weekend. I drove 13 hours to New Hampshire, interview. Drove from New Hampshire to Boston to Brooklyn for an interview. Okay, got up in the morning, had another interview, had a photo shoot, interview in New Jersey, back to Brooklyn, back to Queens. Then we shot this morning. We've been running around all morning.
Since 7 o'clock in the morning.
We've been running around since 7 o'clock this morning. And then I have another interview in Jersey on my way out. So that being said, like this whole time I'm up here, I utilize my time to work. I just appreciate it more because it's close enough that I can do that. Like down south, I might drive an hour and a half to get an interview done, or I might drive 2 hours to a show or 3 hours. The farthest show I did was 6.5 hours out, and back. So that being said, like Charlotte is 3 hours for me. So if I have a show in Charlotte, I'm getting up, taking my coffee, driving down to Charlotte, and driving back up to Raleigh. So when I come home, I just appreciate it different because I can get on a train, I can get on the bus, I can get there quicker. So yeah, it's definitely dope. It gives me a different perspective on a lot of stuff. So shout out to North Carolina, shout out to Jersey always.
Yeah, but it makes sense to what you said before about what we both said about the media up here, like the politics and the media. Like anybody who wants the media run, everything is here, there. So when you watch interviews and they be like, "Oh, this person had the same clothes on," well, 9 times out of 10 they were in the same area doing it in the same day.
Right down the block.
Yeah, so it's like that's why you're not gonna see someone on a interview in Atlanta than in Texas with the same stuff, but you'll see bigger stations in New York. Same stuff because it's the same day. You could run around and just get it done.
You could definitely get at least 5. If I had a full day in New York where I had nothing but interviews to set up, I could at least get like 4 or 5 interviews in a day.
And then you learn how to move like that from being in the tri-state. Like you said, being in Jersey, you learn how to move that way to apply that to what you're doing, and then just learn the collabs and stuff down there.
Right. So yeah, he gets it.
He's Mr. All-in-One. He definitely gets that.
He gets it.
But in the meantime, we're going to go into Visions. Okay. I know you already explained it, but how about you just refresh us on it?
Visions. Oh, I love Visions. Visions is one of those records that I almost missed its impact. Like it was a song on the album, and I really didn't pay much attention to it too much. And then, I was going through some things and I was feeling a little sad. Like Visions was written like as a letter to me. Like it's me talking to myself, telling myself, no matter what happens, get up and keep moving. So that's how Visions came to be. And I overlooked it. And then everybody I talked to is like, but Visions though, but Visions. And this is why I always say to artists, you don't get to pick your hit. Okay, let me say that. I get these inboxes all the time. Check out my hit single such and such. No, you don't pick your hit. Your fans pick your hit. All the songs that I've second guessed, the fans were like, oh my God, I love this song. Clap was one of them. Like I didn't think Clap was going to be that big of a record, and it has almost 1 million streams by itself. So that being said, like Visions video is at 11,200 or something like that on Facebook. And it's like, it's just one of those records that I almost slept on it. But I was like, you know what? No, let's shoot a video for it. Let's put it out and let's see what it does. And it's one of my fastest growing
hits.
Yeah, it's one of my fastest growing. The Facebook response. The video's only been out for
a week.
No, the video's been out since the first week in November, so like 2 months. And it's like, we're doing all organic. Everything is, us sharing it. And it's like every time I turn around, it's getting shared somewhere. Somebody's putting it somewhere. Somebody's contacting.
She is fancy. Oh, hell, Venomiss.
I ain't that fancy. I still eat McDonald's. I'm just saying. I ain't that fancy.
They still got coffee. Who cares? But I'm still protesting for McDonald's. You don't see shit.
Ooh, that's why you almost spilled it on your laptop. That's what you get. That was karma. Instant karma.
Okay, yeah, they gave me food poisoning. McDonald's on College Point, you suck.
Aww. Womp
womp. Womp womp. So you've had 3 projects.
Yes.
Heiress of the Echelon?
Heiress of the Echelon. Okay, this is so funny. People say this wrong all the time. I've had Iris of the Echelon, Heiress of the Echelon. People say it wrong all the time, but it's Heiress of the Echelon.
Okay, so you've had Heiress of the Echelon, All Eyes on V, and now No Favorites, No Regrets, No Apologies.
Yes.
How do you feel you've grown as an artist? And so
on the way up here was the first time I really listened to all 3 back to back, and it's so much growth. Like I'm like, oh my God, like I've come so far. Like, and they're all great projects. Let me say that they're all great projects. They all have hits. Every single one of them has good music. But this time, I feel like my approach is just so much more polished and refreshing and ready. And like I just listened to the new project, and I feel like I sound focused. I sound almost more hungry now than I did on the first one. Not to mention the first one is already a very hungry project. It's a very because I approached the first album like, if I died tomorrow, what would I want people to know about me as an artist? How would I want people to remember me? But I really see the growth, and a lot of people have commented on the growth, not just in the music, but in my imagery. I've been photo shooting, I've been doing modeling thing. We did a little bit of that today. I've been doing that, and then I've done some acting. Like I've done so much more with myself than just rap. I've hosted shows, put together shows of my own. I've hosted television and radio since then. Like I've done so many other things with myself as a brand and as a woman and as an artist since Heiress of the Echelon. Because like I said, when I set out to do that project, I only had that one record and I didn't know where I was going to go with it. But I had that one record and I was going to figure it out. Now, this time, the third one, I'm like, okay, this is the type of album I want to build. And it came out really, really dope. So yeah, there's a lot of growth, but they're all good. Like I can't pick a favorite because I love all 3 of them. So yeah, it's like having triplets. I have triplets.
Oh God.
I have album triplets. I love them all.
I mean, that's a good way to put it. Like you can never pick, so think of them as triplets.
Pick between your children. If you do, you're a bad parent. Don't pick between your children. Just saying.
Rock, we know you pick between your children. But so what was it like? You interviewed with DJ Ahmed yesterday.
Yeah.
On Power 105. What was that like?
Nerve-wracking because I was nervous. I mean, I wasn't nervous, but ever since I was a kid, living in Jersey, I said one day I'm gonna be on the mainstream radio in New York. So to realize halfway up the elevator that that's actually happening right now, it was like, wow, I'm here. Like, I'm here. Like, I've wanted to be here. I'm here. Like, that was such a big freaking moment for me. He was super cool, super friendly. You know, we chopped it up a little bit and stuff. Hopefully he'll have the footage up on his YouTube channel in the next couple days or so then I could share it with everybody. But it was a great experience. It's a beautiful building too. The 105. First of all, it's like an old.
Like the Richie Rich building.
Yeah.
I went there for the 100.
It's a gorgeous building. Gorgeous building. The ceiling has like mermaids in the tiles and crap. Like it's like wood on the. It's like wood on the wall.
You feel like you walk into another reality.
Like the Rockefeller Center. So it was gorgeous. And then you get upstairs and their office is very sleek and gorgeous and polished. And I'm like, oh, this is
with
so
the glass
nice.
doors and everything.
So pretty, glass doors and the iHeartRadio logos, and it's all like everything is white. Everything is white. And I think that makes it just so much more beautiful because you come around the corner, it's just this big white space. So it was just definitely dope. Definitely a dope interview. I had a lot of fun with him. He's goofy. So we, we laugh a lot. So it was good.
So we have time for a quick freestyle, right, Rock?
Yeah.
Okay, so because I'm an asshole like that, and this is a hip hop show too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just not gonna put a beat because I'm not a DJ.
Okay.
The DJ C-Meta is enjoying himself for his birthday weekend. Happy birthday, C-Meta. So a little something.
All right. So listen. Lock your doors, clutch chrome if you want. You'll be twisted like a car wreck, bone shown out your front. I'm not below average. In fact, I'm iller than your mans. This sound nice in the hoop, but even iller in your vans. I'm up to par while you masturbate your flow. You imagine your life and exaggerate your dough. It's the biggest tragedy when I blow. I'm lifting up skirts and exposing all your bastardly hoes. Y'all sleeping? I'm here to disturb your slumber. Both will blow out the park like a Louisville slugger. Woo! I'm done. I'm not going to keep going.
She's gonna put all you guys to shame.
No. I'm not gonna keep going.
She's gonna put you guys to shame. That's why she's not keep going.
I could keep going, but I'm not.
She could because she'll put you guys to shame. Let's go, Esra. Give us some bars. Come on, Rock. Give us some bars.
I rip and I rhyme.
Not
I rhyme and I rip. Listen to how Dylan spits.
You don't wanna spit. Man, that's a matriarch true, bro. Quoting Nikki Owens, SMHRU.
FH. Don't forget F.
I'm done.
SMHRU, bro.
I'm done.
So
SMFH.
See, my artist goes. I manage an R&B artist, so she goes SMHRU. When it comes to him, it's SMFHRU. So before we talk about Seven Deadly Sins, if you could change one thing about your journey, what would it be?
If I could change one thing about my journey, I would have gotten here sooner. And what I mean by that is I wouldn't have took the 6 years off that I took off. I wouldn't have, and I don't regret the 6 years because in that time I had a daughter. So part of the 6 years off was because I had to figure out motherhood. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, there's a little person here now. What do I do with you? I guess I feed you. Okay. Like, okay, how do I not kill this child? Like, you know what I mean? Like
keep her alive.
Like, yeah, how do I keep the baby alive is probably what I need to be focusing on. So
keep her alive till she's 18 and be like,
right.
Okay,
and then send her to college, and she wants to be a vet, so send her to college and let her take care of me eventually. But that was part of that journey. But if I could go back, I wouldn't have doubted myself as much as I did because I was young and I didn't understand the business and I didn't understand the business side of it. So I second guessed myself a lot because I thought like, okay, I got all this talent in the world, but now what? You know what I mean? And,
but you're only 25, so that's a good thing.
Right. I didn't know what to do with the now what. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was the part that bothered me. Like, I've got these now what thoughts, and I don't know what happens next. It's like, okay, now what? What? I don't know. What do I do? So my biggest regret to myself is instead of getting discouraged, I should have pushed through and just kept going. So if I could change one thing on my journey, I probably would have pushed through a little bit harder. But I grew in that time period. So I'm not even mad at it because I grew. I grew, I developed, I became just more of a polished person, a polished human being, and more stable, because I was definitely an angry, hostile teenager. So hence the name. So, Venomiss had to learn to be a little less venomous so that she could handle the business side, because Venomiss was aggressive. So Venomiss had to learn how not to be aggressive all the time, and how to put that aggression in a positive way so that she could get somewhere in life.
Of course.
Yeah. So so it's a catch-22, because I feel like the minute you regret anything is the minute you doubt your potential for your future. So I try not to have regrets. No favors, no regrets, no apologies. I try not to have regrets, because I feel like everything you go through is a step towards you becoming who you're meant to be. Every step is a notch in your destiny. So without any one of those steps, you miss your destiny. So, that's how I look at it.
Okay, now before you give me your social media and everything, tell us about Seven Deadly Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins.
My favorite song.
It's her favorite song, by the way. She just said that.
She really, I also just played it 4 times.
She definitely just played it 4. I was like, oh my God, there's another song. But she likes that song a lot. I like that song a lot. I'm going to tell you what that song is about: navigating through negative people. That's what that song is about. Navigating. And remember, I touched base on social media and how social media is kind of a cancer to some people. Mm-hmm. How social media changes your perception on yourself and what's going on around you. So Seven Deadly Sins kind of came out of that. So you have jealousy, envy, greed, gluttony, pride. And I think I named all lust.
And whatever the 7th one is, I forgot.
The 7th one is Care Bears. I don't know. The 7 Deadly Sins, I name all 7 of them in the song. I just can't think of the last one right now. But the concept came from, I'm looking at social media and I see all these people talking about each other, and just, if you really think about social media, it's kind of like the 7 Deadly Sins. Like, you're watching people, you greedy people. I got 3 wives and I got 19 cars, and look at me. And it's just such a glutton for the 7 Deadly Sins
relationship.
So it's such a you look at it and it's like, oh my God, this is such a you remember that David Chappelle skit where he's like, if the internet was a place? That social media reminds me of that skit. And you've got a little bit of everything going on there. So 7 Deadly Sins kind of came out of that. Like, okay, first you got the envy, then first you got the envy, then you, I can't remember it right now because I'm tired.
It's all right.
That's terrible. I'm so sleepy. 7 Deadly Sins.
Welcome to the Rawrrzone.
Yeah, I've been moving. It's okay. But 7 Deadly Sins, I kind of go into each of them. And then in the second verse, I break down each of them about why you shouldn't have them. You know what I mean? Your first mistake was the envy. Why you watching my plate? Second move was jealousy. It got you filled with this hate. Pride, a little high ego that you need to deflate. And that's the point of it, is stop watching what everybody else is doing and
do your
own thing. Stop watching what everybody else is doing. It's 7 deadly sins when it comes to us. If you are picking up on any of these habits, you're not the type of person I need around me. And it goes to show, people will inbox you and say crazy stuff, and it's like, what are you even talking about? Like, you post a picture, and it's all about perception. Like, you post a picture and somebody, and I'm gonna use this as a good example. Like, I post a lot of memes, and I had somebody inbox me one time and ask me, was I talking about them? And I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? And they're like, well, I just thought that meme, I thought it was about my post I put up last. And this is somebody I've never talked to on social media. Like, this is not somebody like I talked to and stuff. This is just somebody who's following me that I've never talked to. But because they put up a post that was shady, they assumed I was poking at them. And I was like, no, it's about motive.
Why would you poke at someone? Why would you poke at someone if you don't know them?
That's what I said. I said, we've never met each other face to face, and we've never talked to each other beyond this chat message. So why would I put up a meme that's related to you? He's like, oh, because I just posted it like a minute or two ago, and I thought maybe you saw my post. And I'm like,
no, bro.
No, bro. I definitely didn't. Sorry. But so yeah, that's where 7 Deadly Sins came from. It was basically the internet was getting on my nerves. So I wrote a song for just for that. Like, okay, there's 7 deadly sins in this world, and we're living in all of them. Don't come at me with any of them. I don't want any of them.
So where can they find you though? Now that we've talked about social media.
Now that we've talked about everything, and now that I've told you how much social media is the devil, I'm also going to give you my social media. Let me give you my social media. No, my social media, it's a necessary evil. You just have to learn how to navigate it. And that point is like, it's a necessary evil, but you gotta learn how to keep yourself focused and not pay attention to it. My social media, I'm on. First of all, I have a website, www.venomissworld.com. Venomiss is how you spell it. And
it's a pretty website, by the way.
It's Venomiss. Thank you. I built it. Yeah,
very nice.
I am I'd wear like 90 hats. But venomissworld.com, at It's Venomiss on Instagram, Twitter. And you could even go facebook.com/It's Venomiss, SoundCloud, It's Venomiss. And then you can find me on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Amazon. Definitely check out my album. There's something for everybody there, and there's always going to be something that's going to make you think a little deeper. So definitely check it out.
And introduce a song for us.
Which one are we playing? Oh, boy. Okay. Hey, what's good? It's your girl Venomiss, and we are playing 7 Deadly Sins off my new album, No Favors, No Regrets, No Apologies. Check it out.
Woohoo! And we are out. We'll be back February 11th with Walkwell Forbes himself and JR Just for now. Enjoy.